Hi, everybody. It's Teacher Ann again, and I'm very happy to be here to read you another story from Road to Work, Applying and Interviewing, written by Ronna Magy, published by New Readers Press. Today's story is called Check Your Hearing, and here's the picture so you can start thinking about what the story is about. Check your hearing. Nathan has trouble hearing. He can't hear the clock tick. He can't hear women's voices. Nathan took a hearing test. He has hearing loss. Now, Nathan wears hearing aids. Now, Nathan can hear everything. Let me go over some of the words in that first paragraph. The first sentence says, Nathan has trouble hearing. That's an expression, and it means it is difficult or it is hard for Nathan to hear. He can't hear the clock tick. Now, many of you might not have a watch to tell time or an old clock that goes tick-tock, tick-tock. You probably use your phone like I do. But in the old days, people had clocks that went tick-tock, tick-tock, and that's what the word tick means. It means he cannot hear the sound of a clock. It also says he can't hear women's voices. What that means is that he cannot hear voices that are kind of high. In general, not always, but in general, women's voices are higher than men's voices. Sometimes women have low voices, but here in the story, it just means Nathan has trouble hearing the high voices. He has hearing loss. That means he cannot hear very well. Hearing loss means he has lost some of his hearing. His hearing is not very good. Now Nathan wears hearing aids, the little things that go in people's ears to help them hear. Nathan works as a hearing aid dispenser in a store. He checks people for hearing loss. Some people have hearing loss from birth. People working next to loud machines and people over 60 can have hearing loss. Let me go over some of these words. Nathan works as a hearing aid dispenser. That's his job title. It means he dispenses or sells hearing aids. The word dispenser can also be used with a machine. If you have a machine where you can get cans of soda or candy, those machines are also called dispensers. But in this story, it means a person. He checks people for hearing loss. Some people have hearing loss from birth. That means from the time the person was born, they had trouble hearing. People working next to loud machines and people over 60 can have hearing loss. So if you work near a machine that goes for many hours, that can make your hearing not so good. Not always, but sometimes. And sometimes people who are over 60, they also can have hearing loss. As people get older, it is more common to have hearing loss. All right, let's see what happens next. Nathan uses an audiometer to test hearing. The audiometer works with a computer. What happens during a hearing test? The patient puts on headphones. The audiometer plays different sounds. The patient presses a button when she or he hears a sound. And the test shows if the patient has normal hearing or needs hearing aids. All right, let's go over a lot of maybe new words here. Audiometer, that's the machine in the book, in the story here. That's this machine that Nathan is using. And you see how he's wearing headphones and the patient is wearing headphones. They are both wearing headphones. And Nathan he turns on the machine, and then the audiometer plays different sounds. The patient presses a button when she or he hears a sound. The test shows if the patient has normal hearing, if the person's hearing is okay, or if the person needs hearing aids. Nathan helps people get the correct hearing aids. He makes sure the hearing aids fit. I think you know that word fit. We use it a lot with clothes. This shirt fits me. It's not too big. It's not too small. We also use it when we talk about jobs. A job can be a good fit for a person or not a good fit. That means it is good for the person or not good for the person. And in this case, he makes sure the hearing aids fit, that they're not too big, they're not too small, they fit into the ear in the right way. Nathan says, to get a job as a hearing aid dispenser, you need a high school diploma. Then you apply online to be a trainee. An experienced hearing aid dispenser supervises your work for 6 months. After that, you take a test. Then you get a license, if, of course, you pass the test. Let's go over some of these words in this paragraph. So we hear that the requirements are that you need a high school diploma. You have to have graduated high school to apply for this job or have a GED. It's always good to ask if you are going to apply for a job, if a GED or a high school diploma, if both are okay. Then you apply online to be a trainee. That means you apply for training. You get training for this job. An experienced hearing aid dispenser supervises your work for 6 months. So somebody who already is a hearing aid dispenser shows you what to do and teaches you how to do it and watches you and helps you if you make mistakes. After that, you take a test and you get a license. To find out more about working as a hearing aid dispenser, Nathan says, visit a hearing aid center. Talk with a hearing aid dispenser. Ask about the job. Maybe you will want to be a hearing aid dispenser. And this is good advice for any job that you might be interested in. And of course, you can also look on the internet and learn about a job or a company on the internet. You can also email people who work at these places to ask them for more information. So in this book, it says that a hearing aid dispenser works 40 hours and that the requirements are, remember, a high school diploma. Oh, it says high school diploma or equivalent. Equivalent means or a GED or another test that shows you finished high school. on-the-job training. So that means you learn about the job before you actually start the job. The other requirements are that you need a positive attitude. You need to be positive about things, that because you are going to be talking to people, and you can't be negative, like, oh, I think these products are really bad. No, you have to be positive. Oh, this is a very good product for you. Let's try it. You also need good communication skills and good problem solving skills. So if there's any kind of problem, you need to be able to solve it or fix it. You also need computer skills because the audio meter works with a computer. It is connected to a computer. And you need to be able to work in the United States. So the things in this book are very important. And this book was written in the year 2017, almost 4 years ago. So it's always a good idea to look on the internet for the most up-to-date information about job requirements and salary and licensing regulations, which is another word for rules, and anything else. This has very important information about the job, but to get the most up-to-date information, it's good to look on the internet. So I hope you like the story in Road to Work, Applying and Interviewing, written by Ronna Magy, published by New Readers Press. And keep learning English. I hope you are. And I look forward to reading another book to you very soon. All right. This is Teacher Ann.